FM23 is just around the corner, and today we're going to look at Italy. We're going to look at Serie A, maybe a little bit of Serie B and Serie C to tell you why you should be managing in FM23 over in Italy. There is so many reasons why you should be managing in Italy for FM23. What I'd like you to do before we get into today's video is not only smash a like, but let me know down in the comments which Italian team would you consider managing in FM23. Alright guys, let's get into today's video. Now in the base game, you get 3 tiers. Serie A, Serie B, Serie C. One tier, and then Serie C goes into 3 tiers. There you go. A tremendous playoff push, as you can see, in this division. 10th, by the looks of it, gets you into the playoffs. Is that correct? Is it 10 teams? Yeah, there you go. Playoff first round. Playoff second round. Playoff third round. Playoff quarterfinal. That seems like a really exciting format for FM23 with Serie C. And as you can see, there is a few teams that you'll recognise. Teams such as Pescara are in Serie C. You've also got former Serie A teams in Reggiana. I'm sure Cesena were there at some point. There you go. There's as little as like 5 or 6 years ago. There is also Siena as well. That is in the B division. In the C division, you're looking at Foggia. Look at that badge. A club made famous by Giuseppe Signori and my man, Zdeněk Zeman. There he is, legend of the game. And he is currently unemployed because they sacked him again. And in the A division, a little bit different. Juventus under-23s are in there. And then Pro Vercelli are also in the division as well. There you can see 7 Serie A titles, not 1 title since 1922 though. So 100 years pretty much for FM23. There you go. I think that would be my choice for Serie C. A club with a bit of a backstory. Nice pitch as well. Synthetic pitch. 5,500 seat stadium. You've got something to work with there. That would be my choice for Serie C. Now, if you do manage to get out of that playoff conundrum in Serie B, you have a whole host of clubs that were famous at one point and have had bad times and good times, including my choice, which would be Bari. Based on the badge, I have got a retro badge pack, but there you go. Bari have been up and down. I think the one thing I like about the Bari one is, as you can see, San Nicola in Bari. Their stadium was built for the World Cup in 1990. 58,000 seater stadium. So you've got something to work with there. And you've got a whole host of legends, including Antonio Cassano. Antonio Conte was there at some point as well. And Nicola Ventola. So that would be my choice for Serie B. They've just been promoted into B as well. So maybe not expecting to go up in the first season. You've also got Como, which is maybe the hipster choice. Obviously, beautiful Lake Como, but then you've got Patrick Crotone. You have also got, where is he? Cesc Fabregas. He's moved there as well. And you've got 2 directors in Thierry Henry and Dennis Wise. And also, weirdly, Mark Bircham, who you remember was a QPR guy. Is it QPR? Yeah, QPR, Millwall. There you go. He's bizarrely on your coaching staff as well. So there you go. That is Como. The obvious choices, I think the obvious choices in are obviously Parma. I enjoyed doing a 5-season save with them at the start of FM22. You've also got Palermo, who are slowly working their way back up. They've had 2 consecutive promotions from D to C, now to B. So there you go. Obviously the badge, the kit, absolutely will be a popular choice, no doubt, in FM23. You've also got teams like Spal. Perugia's a good choice as well, I think. Quite a common team in sort of like the 1990s in Serie A, but then have dropped down C's and not been back in the division since 2003. So nearly 20 years without Serie A football. And then there's also Genoa, a team that I've also used. They were struggling in Serie A for a long time. Andriy Shevchenko is your manager. 36,500 seat stadium, just been relegated out of Serie A. One of the hot favourites, no doubt, to get back promoted to Serie A. Promotion race, once again, is quite interesting in terms of the rules. There is potentially a 8-team playoff. The top 2 go up automatically, and as you can see, promoted to Serie A or playoff. It basically means, let's have a look. Is it 15 points? Basically, if you are in 3rd place and you are 15 points clear of 4th place, then you go up automatically. If you don't, it then goes into a playoff with the other teams. I'm not sure how the playoff actually works. Does it tell you playoff? There you go. There looks to be 3 stages. A preliminary round, semi-final. So I imagine 8th, 7th, 6th and 5th play each other. They go then through and play 3rd. third and fourth in the semi-finals. I imagine you'll have like away legs if you're finishing lower down. But there you go. There's also Benevento. By the way, you've also got teams like Brescia, famous for Roberto Baggio, Pirlo, Guardiola, have all been there. Balotelli's been there. Dario Hubner's been there. So that's a really good choice as well. Kind of jumped up and down the divisions over the last few seasons in between A and B. A lot of teams really struggle with that, moving up and then moving down very quickly. Benevento have done it a couple of times. I think Spal have done it a couple of times as well. And then moving into Serie A. Now, there's a lot of people, especially you football hipsters out there, that do not like to manage in the top 5 leagues, in a big, especially in the top division as well. However, I think Serie A is the best division to manage in FM23. And I want you to let me know what you think is the best league to manage in FM23. I'm going to give you a few reasons why. Now, number one, obviously it's classed as one of the top leagues in the world. Currently third in the reputation, so you're not quite at the top. It does take a lot to overtake the Premier League. However, you get around 50 million in terms of TV money. That's what I was getting with Parma and FM22. It doesn't tell you what you kind of get, which is a bit annoying. And there's a little bit of money. You know, if you get into the top 7, you're looking at £8 million. If you finish in bottom, you're looking at 770k. So you're looking at least 50 million is going to come through your club. So I think that's enough to really kick you on and build you on. Now, one of the main reasons why I think Serie A is one of the best leagues in the world is because of the competition. You've kind of had that little fall off with Juventus. Milan, Inter Milan, Juventus have won the last 3 league titles. So it's been shared out a little bit after Juventus' dominance. You've also got teams like Roma, Napoli looking very strong this season. You've got Atalanta as well, Sassuolo, maybe even Lazio as well with Immobile, Milinkovic-Savic. So there is massive competition, not only to win the title, but to get into the top 4. You've also got clubs with a little bit of a backstory. Obviously, Atalanta have never won Serie A. You've also got teams such as Sampdoria, who are currently in the relegation zone. They were one of my picks of teams to manage for FM23. If you wanted a little bit of a rebuild, a little bit of a history story, obviously Sampdoria were great in the 90s. Runner-up in the Champions League in 92, won the Winners' Cup in 1990, won the Serie A in 1991, Super Cup in 1990, won 4 Coppa Italias between 1985 and 1994. So history, however, a bit like their rivals Genoa, they've been on the downturn for the last few years, really neglected a little bit, taking it for granted, and I think this season may be the season that they actually do get relegated. So you've got Sampdoria there, and obviously you've got the badge, which is just Tremendos. Sassuolo is a popular choice. They've actually won, if you weren't aware, they've never won a major trophy. No Coppa Italia, no Serie A. You've got Berardi, you've got some good youngsters, you've got money to come through with Rabstadori as well. You've got the badge, you've got the kit. That would be a really solid choice as well for FM23. And then on the edges of sort of like the big boys to break in, you've got clubs like Fiorentina, who were sort of the nearly guys after all the sort of like, you know, if you think of 90s Italian football, you think of Fiorentina a little bit, and they didn't really actually win much. They won a Coppa Italia in 96 and 2001. You know, you're thinking of Battistuta, Chiesa, Torricelli, you've got Rui Costa there, obviously, Di Livio. However, because they've sold Vlahovic, they've struggled a little bit. They haven't kicked on. They were looking really good at the start of last season, and obviously losing Vlahovic has not helped and not been able to replace it. You've got Milenkovic, who's the centre-half. You've also got a decent striker. Obviously, you've got Lukahovic, Arthur Cabral. You've got Stotil, who's a good player. Bonaventura's a little bit old. You've got Castrovilli. Benassi's a nice player. Kwame as well. Nice and sharp in those wide areas. So there's a little bit of one. I may be similar to Sassuolo, just out of that sort of like top 6, top 7. And then another choice would be Monza. They're sort of like the big timers who have come up into the league. They've spent some money. They've spent quite a lot of money. They are obviously owned, if you weren't aware, by Silvio Berlusconi, the former Prime Minister of Italy, and also the former Milan owner. They've also signed, as I said, they've signed players that they've signed this summer, including Matteo Pessina. They've got from Atalanta. He's on loan, but he's permanent. Gianluca Capiari as well. He's pretty good in the game. You've got also Andrea Ranocchia, who you might remember from previous FMs. You've got a whole host of nice youngsters. Nicola Ravella from Juventus. There's obviously Marlon as well, decent centre-half. And Pablo Mari and Andrea Patana, 6'3", nice sort of like central target man forward. So there you go. That is Monza. All right, so there is Serie A, Serie B, Serie C. There is a whole host of teams that you should be looking at for FM23. If there's any that I've missed out, by all means, put them down in the comments. Thank you very much for watching. Go and enjoy FM23. I'm thinking after Christmas, we will probably head to Italy for my stream save once my Galatasaray save has come to an end. So, yeah, thinking who we're going to manage, potentially, in FM23 in Italy. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Take care. See you later.